So I saw a post the other day where somebody was saying, hey, if you work like a regular job, a regular 9 to 5, don't work too hard, take your breaks, they don't care about you, make sure that you're using your time properly and just put in a moderate amount of work. And to be honest, the way that I would respond to that is I would say you have to, one, be smart with what you do. So first you have to understand, if you're working a job, a 9 to 5, some type of retail job or whatever, understand that you can and will be replaced as soon as you leave. Understand that you don't mean that much to the company. No matter how much work you put in, you will be replaced. They'll find somebody else. Even if that person isn't as good as you, they're going to hire them and keep them. Two, when it comes to how much effort you put in, nobody's going to give you a pat on the back. They're always going to watch you. All of your coworkers are going to watch what you do, and they're going to keep mental notes, and they're going to gossip about you. You're going to be labeled either as a good worker or a bad worker. Simple as that. Three, yes, I believe you should work hard. You should go above and beyond. You should show people that you're a good worker. You should put the work in. Not just because you want to prove it to other people, but to yourself. When you put the work in, good things happen for you. Let's say all of a sudden one of your fellow employees leaves and he gets a better job. Let's say all of a sudden he starts working at Nintendo and he says, hey, he calls you one day and he says, yo, there's another opening. I think you should come work for us. You're a great worker. They asked me to bring somebody else in and I picked you. The only way your fellow employee or whatever, that person would say, hey, they would call you and say, hey, I picked you, is if they knew you were a good worker. If you were lazy, walked around slowly, had your head down most of the time, never interacted positively with everyone, then obviously they're not going to call you. Plus, you never know who could walk in your store. You never know if all of a sudden the GM's going to walk in, if all of a sudden some famous person's going to walk in and be like, wow, this person's a hard worker. I'm going to give him like a raise. I'm going to give him $100,000. I'm not saying this is realistic, but you never know when this could happen. I believe good things always happen to people that do good things, that put in the work. Even if you're working a crappy McDonald's job, put in the work, man. You never know what could happen. If you're being polite, you're working hard, you're working quick and efficient, and you're polite with all your fellow employees, you're respectful, you're going to have good things happen. Obviously, don't just do those things just to receive some type of expectation. Like, don't have an expectation of it, of just because you're being nice, somebody's going to give you $100. Like, that doesn't make sense. But be polite, always keep working on yourself, and remember, you need to work on yourself. If you don't like your job, keep applying to other ones. Have a good attitude, always be cordial with everybody. Do not burn any bridges when it comes to jobs.